magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover?
Dan Patrick destroys the WNBA owner over shocking comments on Caitlin Clark. The sports commentator didn't hold back after Sheila Johnson criticized Time magazine's choice to name Clark Athlete of the Year. Patrick called out Johnson's remarks, defending Clark's talent and work ethic while questioning the fairness of her comments. But what led to this debate? Let's take a closer look.
Caitlin Clark's jersey next February. Clark, who was drafted #1 overall by the Indiana Fever last spring and was the WNBA Rookie of the Year, transcended the game, starting back during her college days at Iowa. However, success hasn't come without controversy. Recently, Clark was named Time's Athlete of the Year and had this to say about a controversial one in the W. Quote, "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has been kind of built on them."
The WNBA saw some amazing changes in 2024 because of Clark. More people came to watch the games than ever before, and TV channels showed more women's basketball games. Every WNBA team broke their old records for how many fans came to watch. The arenas were so full that sometimes they had to turn people away. This was something new for women's basketball, and it showed how much Clark was changing the sport. Sheila Johnson, who owns the Washington Mystics team, wasn't too happy about Clark getting all this attention. She told CNN Sports that, "Couldn't have put the whole WNBA on that cove. When you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings. They would like to get the same kind of recognition." It all started with the whole Nike sponsorship that Caitlin got. Let's see what Sheila Johnson said.
I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think right now, it is time for that to happen. So last night, we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover?
Johnson worried that focusing on just one player might make other players feel bad. She thought it wasn't fair to only celebrate Clark when there are so many other great players in the league. Dan Patrick strongly disagreed with Johnson. He made some really good points about why Clark deserved the award. He said, "If you're Time's Person of the Year, it's not the People of the Year. Can't we just acknowledge Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA? That's it, it's okay." Let's see what Dan Patrick said.
The entire WNBA should have been on the cover of the Time magazine honor for Caitlin Clark, Marvin?
It was the owner of the Washington Mystics.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So I don't know who this person is, but felt like if you're going to celebrate the WNBA, why not celebrate it with everybody in the WNBA or some of the bigger stars and Caitlin Clark? But if you're Time's Person of the Year, it's not the People of the Year, it was a Person of the Year. Can't we just acknowledge Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA? That's it. It's okay.
But wait, there is more. Patrick drew powerful comparisons to other sports-changing athletes. This is a unique moment. Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA what Wayne Gretzky did for the NHL when he went to the LA Kings.
It's a win. We gotta, this is a unique moment. Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA what Wayne Gretzky did for the NHL when he went to the LA Kings. It's okay. Take a victory lap.
He pointed out how we didn't see similar complaints when other transformative athletes received individual recognition. When Tiger joined the PGA Tour, did we say, "Oh, Time's Man of the Year, we can't have Tiger on there, we have to have everybody on there"?
It's like when Tiger joined the PGA Tour. Did we say, "Oh, Time's, Man of the Year"? Well, you can't have Tiger on there. We have to have everybody on there. Enjoy the coverage. It's a win. Stop making excuses for Caitlin Clark's greatness and what she did something different than anybody else in the WNBA. The history of the WNBA.
The whole situation is extra complicated because of money and sponsorships. Clark got a really big deal with Nike. They're going to pay her $28 million and make special shoes with her name on them. Some people think this isn't fair because other great players in the WNBA, especially black players who have been in the league longer, haven't gotten deals this big. Johnson brought this up too, saying that other players are asking, "What about us?" Clark knows this is a sensitive topic. When she talked to Time magazine, she said, "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege." A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of. And
the numbers show just how much Clark changed things for the WNBA. In 2024, nearly 50% more people came to watch games compared to the year before. That's the most fans the league has had in over 20 years. When Clark played, more people watched on TV too. People started calling this the Caitlin Clark effect because everywhere she went, more people wanted to watch basketball.
Because she's a superstar talent. She deserves to get her jersey retired. She deserves to be celebrated at Iowa the way that she did. When I did an event with her and my guy Mark Shapiro in Iowa, that's his alma mater, 11,000 people showed up. I assure you it was not for me. It was for her. This is who she is, and this is what she brings to the table. And then to go to the pro level.
Dan Patrick made another good point about why this is good for everyone in the WNBA. He said, "You got something, there's a great product now. You have people watching. People are talking about the WNBA that never happened before." He expressed frustration at the internal conflicts. You're fighting against yourself. That's the problem.
She said, yes, that's true. Oh, you got to have her on. We need the PR. I don't want to be on a team for the PR. I want to be on the team because I earned it. And she knows she didn't. That's the respect she's showing the other players in the league. She admitted that. I just want them to get, build on this momentum. You got something, there's a great product. Now you have people watching. People are opining on the WNBA. That never happened before. You're fighting against yourself. That's the problem.
Patrick thinks everyone should work together to make the league even better. The whole debate has made people talk about bigger issues in women's sports. Johnson, who is the first black woman to become a billionaire in America, says we need to be careful not to make this about race. She wants everyone to focus on making the league successful. But it's hard to ignore that some players feel they haven't gotten the same chances as Clark, even though they've been playing great basketball for years.
The WNBA is at an inflection point where we're starting to really go up. And I don't want us to lose that momentum. What is happening now is perfect. But as I've also told many of our players, I said, this is just the canary in the coal mine. We have got to be careful because we're now entering into a new political climate. We do not want to draw attention to ourselves in a negative way, to have anybody use it as ammunition against us as athletes.
Clark's first year in the WNBA was really special. She won Rookie of the Year and made the All-WNBA first team, which almost never happens for new players. The last time a rookie did that was back in 2008. She didn't just play well, she played in a way that made people excited to watch women's basketball. Her long shots and fast playing style reminded many people of NBA stars. Let's see Clark's performance.
5 assists. She leads in points, rebounds, and assists. Clark. And knocks it. The game plan is to force her to put the ball on the floor. Well, you got to be up in your space to do that. She doesn't need a lot of time. She doesn't need a lot of space. Clark kept alive. Another
The changes in the WNBA weren't just about more fans watching. The league finally started letting teams use private planes for games after 22 years of players having to take regular flights like everyone else. TV channels started showing more games, especially when Clark was playing. More companies wanted to sponsor the league, which means more money to help it grow. Patrick said, "Now people are seeing Breanna Stewart's one of the greatest players of all time, maybe the most decorated player of all time. It's an advantage, it's a plus." He pointed out that now more people are learning about other great players too. For example, more fans are finding out about Breanna Stewart, who might be one of the best players ever. He thinks Clark's success is helping people notice how many amazing players there are in the WNBA. Looking ahead to 2025, the WNBA has a big chance to get even better. More exciting players like Angel Reese and Paige Buchers will be joining the league soon. Patrick thinks everyone should stop arguing and focus on making the most of this opportunity. He says the league is getting bigger and better, and everyone should work together to keep that going. This whole situation reminds people of other times when special players changed their sports, like when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird made basketball more popular in the 1980s, or when Wayne Gretzky helped more people like hockey. Stephen S. Smith sees this too. He said,
She goes out in the WNBA and she balls out there as well, and she ends up being a league MVP candidate as a rookie. This is who she is. She brings big-time play to the equation, big-time attention.
While all this debate is happening, Clark keeps working hard at basketball. She's spending lots of time practicing with her new coach, Stephanie White. She doesn't brag about her success or act like she's better than anyone else. Instead, she always talks about how grateful she is to the players who made the WNBA great before she got there. The WNBA is facing some big questions right now. They need to figure out how to use all this new attention to help everyone in the league, not just one or two players. More people are watching women's basketball than ever before, which means more money and better opportunities for all players. But they need to make sure these good things last and help everyone in the league. This shows how sometimes when one person does really well, it can cause both good and bad feelings. Even though Clark is bringing lots of good things to the WNBA, some people worry about making sure everyone gets treated fairly. As the league gets ready for 2025, they're trying to find ways to make the sport bigger while making sure all the great players get the attention they deserve. Dan Patrick ended his talk about this with some hopeful words. He said,
Now you have people watching. People are opining on the WNBA. That never happened before. You're fighting against yourself. That's the problem. Yes, Mark.
Yes, we've never seen any coverage. We talked about the WNBA, we talked about Caitlin Clark last year all the time.
Yeah.
He thinks this could be the start of something really big for the sport as long as everyone works together to make it happen. The most important thing now is for the WNBA to keep growing and getting better. They need to use all this excitement about Clark to help make the whole league stronger. If they can do that, women's basketball might become more popular than anyone ever thought possible. It's an exciting time for the sport, even if there are some arguments along the way. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates.